A lot of times, people who I barely know would come up to me and would start telling me things that happened in their past, things that have immense, intense emotional value, meaning they were usually traumatic events of loss, pain, or some kind of injury that happened emotionally or physically. And the only reason they do that is because I am present and still with them. All of my work is offering true presence to the person I'm with. So when I am present, something in them that is there ready to come up comes up, feeling safe. I think it happens unconsciously. They're not even aware that it's happening. But what it does to me is that I see that here is this person whose entire life force is stuck in this particular event of the past, and the natural state for them when a space arises is for this pain to come to the surface, and this is coming again and again to the surface, and it hasn't received release yet. And once this release happens, this the pain body as Eckhart Tolle calls it, would get integrated into life force, and then they would restore their energy and have more energy for wanting and desiring what they want in life, have a positive lifeward vision of life. So if you are somebody who often gets stuck with that one thing that happened in the past, and your mind replays and meditates on the person who was responsible for it, and even maybe blaming yourself, there's a quantity of self-blame around it, then it's a very good hint to have that here is it, that in my consciousness, in my internal fabric, my life force is getting stuck, and this is needing release, nirvana. And unless and until this doesn't get its release, doesn't get the presence, space, metabolization, assimilation, I would somewhere find it hard to move forward in life. And so it's very important to take the right support to get it the desired attention, the desired assimilation, so that it can be released. So you cannot artificially suppress it if it has some emotional charge. You can transcend it if you are a trained meditator, and I don't recommend anyone to meditate and transcend any pain, because that can lead to spiritual bypassing, meaning you can create patterns of numbness, dissociation, and just avoiding what happened. And so spiritual bypassing is one big danger that I see in people who are self-helping themselves through YouTube and through other modes of information available, that they would get a lot of information, pile it over on their consciousness, and convince themselves that the only way to transcend it is to get over it somehow. Getting over is temporary. Assimilating, releasing, transcending is a process. It takes its own time, and one has to honor it the way it happens. And we need community, we need support. It's not something that happens the best in isolation. Now, post-COVID, there has been a naturalization of isolation. Like even right now, I'm recording this video online. Online has become so much more normalized than offline and real time. And we human beings, our brains, our identities, our sense of self get formed in interactions. And one of the things that happens after trauma is that our sense of self gets affected, and the only way to repair it is relationally. But if you do not have healthy relationships outside of the online space that you have on social media, then it's very hard to get the social soundboarding to restore who you are. So it's very important to cultivate a couple of good relationships and to have yourself being seen, other than having an expert like a therapist or a coach, somebody who you have chosen, somebody who you trust, somebody who you think and believe has the capacity to honor with dignity and emotional safety and considerable skillfulness your journey. And so after a little bit of hand holding, a couple of months, a couple of interactions, you can find your place back onto the ground, and that is how you kind of get back to your center and redesign who you are, what you want from the life. So unless and until you don't let go of the past reference point of what happened and create a new reference point of reality where you choose what you want in life with the power you have, with the influence and control you have, there will always be perpetuation of the victim mode. And that is where we lose our sense of self, enthusiasm, and love for life and ourselves.